And you know, there really are a lot of other reasons that you'll want to go to her site. She's got a wealth of information there. So when you're all done watching it today, you may just want to, especially for those of you that are watching it at bj.utahvalleylive.com, as soon as you're finished watching us there, go ahead and click on her website. Okay,
yeah.
Give it to them, and then you'll see all the wonderful stuff. I mean, it's just, plan a lot of time to sit back, put your feet up and relax, because there's so much on there you are so going to want to watch.
I've been writing and speaking and recording now for a long time, and that website really has a lot of stuff on it. Like you said, you can be there for a while, but, I just feel like I want every family to have as much as I can give. And, obviously, I can't give every single thing in one blog post, but there sure are a lot of things there. And you can always buy the stuff. In fact, today, I wanted to tell you about this. I know you didn't know about this till today, but I want to give everybody who sees the show or hears the show a special gift.
Oh, wow, how wonderful. Hello. Now, aren't you glad you're watching and listening?
If you're okay with that,
sure.
If they buy anything today on teachingselfgovernment.com, like books or audio classes or implementation courses or anything, it will be 20% off if they type in the coupon code TSG Deals. So,
okay, TSG Deals.
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 Yep. If they type that in, 20% off whatever your purchase is. So if you want more, then you can at least get a bargain on it.
Oh, that's great. Hey, Mother's Day is coming up. You deserve this.
There you go.
This will be wonderful. So that's excellent. So let's see. Tell me a little bit about your family. We kind of moved right into some exciting things. So now we want to find out your family, because I understand they all help you in everything that you do. They all take a major role.
They do. What a great thing to bring up. Not a lot of people know this. A lot of people assume if somebody's got a website and it's got a lot of traffic and things like that there must be some just huge office team, right? That's running everything. Well, my content manager is 15, almost 16.
And he's related.
And he's my son. Exactly. My transcriber/email answerer is my 13-year-old daughter. My son also does shipping right now. Someday maybe we won't have shipping coming out of our house, but right now it does. Because I just am I'm speaking so often and writing so much for different online magazines and things that I don't even hardly have time to market. But guess what happens? Every single day we're shipping out a stack of stuff.
Wow.
So one day it'll end up in bookstores everywhere, but right now you have to get it online.
How fun.
So we have that, and I've got a sister who helps me and a few dear friends, and it really is just like a family business, and people just see. Well, all I can say is this is my mission, it's kind of personal to share that, but every person, I think, is given a few things they're supposed to do in their life here, and I just know this is one of them. And so I'm just giving back as best I can and using who I've got.
Wonderful. So now that leads into a time factor. If they're doing all of this, how are they fitting in school?
Well, okay, we homeschool our kids. I know that's, a few years ago, that would have been really wild to say on the radio, right? But it's getting pretty common now. People know that. So actually, they wake up every morning. We exercise as a family. We have scriptures and prayer and all that great stuff that we do as a family. And I might give some lessons to the family as a whole. And then the big kids, they make their schedules out for the day. And they factor in work time and their school studies and all the other things they're doing for the plays that they're in and the extracurricular things that they're involved in. Sometimes it's homeschool debate league, stuff like that. So we're pretty, we're pretty scheduled, or we try to be at our house as best as we can, especially being a live-in-the-moment mom like I am.
And actually this is a good time for us to take a commercial break, because when you come back, everyone, and we certainly are trusting that you will, one of the things that she's going to talk about is how these children became so self-governed that they can make their own schedules, that they can get all of their work done, that they can do all the things that they do and still be involved in the family business and all of the travel and stuff.
Yeah, and be happy.
And be happy. See, this is
and
so
respectful,
cool.
right?
Respectful, relationships, good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna break away now for a commercial break, and we'll see you back in just a couple minutes. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. I'm BJ Stober, and I am a family therapist practicing out of Salem, Utah. And you can reach me there at 801-616-6041. And you're listening to Family Voice Talk Radio with BJ at KHQN 1480 AM. And some of you, hopefully, are watching as well on bj.utahvalleylive.com. Today, our guest is Nicholeen Peck, and she is the author of these two fantastic books. We're going to be even talking about this, and you're going to be sharing more about how you got to this particular book.
That one is called London LaRae Says Okay. So there's definitely a difference page count in these two books, right? One, London LaRae Says Okay is like 36 pages or something, because it's a picture book.
And look at the great pictures.
They're absolutely beautiful. My illustrator, her name is Becky Fossen, and she lives down in Cedar City, Utah, and she is absolutely incredible. And then this book, Parenting a House United, it's like 300 pages, so, you know, it's a little bit different. But
different time, different age level, too.
Yeah, you know, this one's for mom and dad to read and learn about, okay, how are we going to set up a family structure and that kind of tone, that feeling we want in our home? How are we going to communicate with our children when they mess up?
Yeah.
How are we going to help them learn how to do it the right way without getting frustrated? What skills are we going to teach the children? That's all in here. The London LaRae book, I got to tell you, though, just a little bit about that story. London is my daughter.
Yeah. Okay.
Her middle name is not LaRae, but it does rhyme with okay, so, you know. Anyway.
A little license there.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, but London in this story, thing after thing happens. Mommy will say, go and do that, and she doesn't do it. Then she earns a negative consequence because, you know, good parents know that they need to have negative consequences and positive consequences. So, and then she goes and does something else. Like Mom says, go do that, and she's running off, you know, doing something else again. Grandma says, I need your help. She doesn't help Grandma. Dad says, cover up the food because the birds are going to get it at the family picnic. She doesn't do it. The birds get the food. Thing after thing happens, and then one day she's at a friend's house. And at this friend's house, they're in the middle of playing princesses, and her dad says, Ellie, I need you to go and do the dishes. And Ellie says, okay. London's floored. She's like, what just happened? Why did she do that? So she went and helped her friend do the dishes, and then after Dad praised her, and anyway, and then she says to her friend Ellie, well, do you always do that? Do you always get praised like that? That felt really good. And Ellie says, well, yeah, I do. I feel good when I obey my parents, when I follow instructions. These are the steps to following instructions. And she teaches a skill to London, and London goes home and tries it. And what do you think happens? The family is thrilled, and they praise her, and she feels so good. And I'll tell you what, parents are emailing me all the time about this book, because it's my newest book. And they're emailing me all the time saying, oh, my children get it. They really, really get it. And so it was meant to help parents teach their children how to follow instructions.
It's a fantastic book. I have it. I have a copy at my home, and a friend came to visit, and her daughter was with her, and her daughter saw that and said, oh, can I read this book? And I said, sure. And she took the book and sat right back up on the couch and started looking through it page by page and reading. She's old enough to read.
Oh, good.
And read it all the way through. So,
oh, nice. Yeah. So I guess it held her attention. That's good.
Did a
and
good
hopefully
job.
She went home to her mom and said, okay, when her mom asked her to do something.
Well, actually, her mother was there, and when she saw the title, she said, okay, good book.
It's really fun. In fact, when we got it off the truck, you know, when the first copy arrived, and I sat down with London and her little brother Porter, and I read it, and they were just like, Oh, Mom. Oh, that's so sad she doesn't know how to follow instructions. Oh, and they helped me write the story, so it wasn't like it was.
Wow.
The kids helped me make it up. It was really fun, a fun family project.